Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Rika and this is Rika Life. I want to welcome you all to my channel today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will like this video and subscribe to my channel for all the yarny goodness. I share my journey in crochet and yarn, all the fun things I'm making, things that are finished, my yarn hauls, acquisitions, and just all the fun stuff making beautiful things. So today is another WIP and yarn chat. So I invite you to take out your work in progress, and grab a beverage of your choice and settle in. We're just going to crochet and chat and spend this precious time together. Today I'm going to be working on a shawl, and I'm going to share that with you before we get started here. I am using Mandala Sparkle yarn in the color Draco, and these are the specs of this yarn. I'll just show that to you here, and this is the color Draco. So some of it has already come off the ball, and this is what it's looking like so far. This kind of hot pink in the middle was from another ball of this yarn. But this yarn ball started on this light purple, and it's gone into a soft pink, and then so on and so forth. I realize the colors are a little bit different because I am recording at a different time of the day than I normally do, but I hope you will still be able to see. Yeah, you can see the colors nicely. So this is the Annabelle shawl by Crystal over at Bagode Crochet. You can find that on her channel. Just type in Annabelle shawl and you'll be able to see it. It is a combination of granny stitch clusters and double crochets, and I am loving this pattern. I am just whipping up a storm, and any ball of mandala yarn, or even I've been using Hirschner Sweet Swirls yarn to make this pattern, and it's just been such a pleasure to work with. I love patterns like this that are very mindless, because I feel like I can then, sit back and relax and just work on it. I don't need to think too hard. I don't need to refer to the instructions or the pattern over and over. So that's what I just love mindless projects. I mean, I love doing things that are challenging. I love doing things that are more intricate, but I feel like something like this pattern, it just looks so intricate without being very complicated, and that makes me very happy. So this is what I'm working on today. Don't forget to write down below in the comments what you are working on today as you're watching this video. I would really love to know. I had made a post asking how many WIPs everyone has, and it was so nice because in the comments people replied and told me exactly what they were working on. And I was so surprised to read the variety of things that people are working on at one time. So some people were making shawls, some people were making bags, some people were making blankets, just all sorts of things. And it really like pullovers, there's all sorts of things. And it just reminded me that we all have different interests, and that is a good thing because that gives us variety. Variety is the spice of life, and it it keeps things interesting. I feel if we all loved exactly the same things, that would get old very fast because we would literally just be agreeing with each other all the time. And I feel like having different interests, being excited by different types of projects, makes this community really fun. And we can all learn from each other. There's so much to be learned from each other. And I myself, in this year, I will be completing 10 years of crocheting, but I know a lot of you have been crocheting for, decades. And so your experience and your expertise is probably leap years ahead of where I am. But you know, when I first started crocheting, one of the first projects I made, one of the first big projects I made was a Sophie's Universe. And that is not an easy project. That has very detailed instructions. Every round was different. It was a large mandala that became into a square. I mean, that was not for the faint of heart, but I just kind of jumped in with both feet. That pattern, Sophie's Universe, has full video tutorials and a written pattern. And for me, that was the key. The key was learning how to read patterns and how to follow a video. And I was able to do both with that pattern. So I think as a beginner, that was an excellent project for me to work on. It gave me a lot of confidence, and it created, you know, it gave me that skill and that technique, and I got to do so many different stitches that I wouldn't have otherwise. So um, the designer of that, Deidre Ewis, I think that's how you pronounce her name. I mean, her talent and her skill level is just beyond words. I cannot even imagine designing something like that. Um, I have been finding other designers like that. One of my other favorite designers is Helen Shrimpton of Crystals and Crochet. She has such intricate designs as well. Um, her patterns, I'm trying to remember if one of her most famous popular patterns that she's known for is called Mandala Madness. And I'm trying to remember if that does have a video tutorial. I cannot recall right now. But her instructions are beautiful. Another designer that I love is Vanessa Smith over at Hooked on Sunshine. She has such beautiful patterns as well. She does full photo tutorials. So she has pictures for every round of her mandalas and her blankets. And that is how I've been learning to crochet. So it's not been some magic of just being on YouTube or reading a pattern, but it's really been that these designers have taken it upon themselves to make things crystal clear and to just give that helping hand to those who are trying out their patterns. And I feel like their intention was very nice and their execution was wonderful, and it really, really helped me. And I mean, I have made such intricate patterns over the past 10 years that even when I look at them, sometimes I'm like, did I really make that? And it's just mind blowing how much time and effort has gone into it. But can you imagine the time and effort that has gone into designing something like that? And I think their minds just work in a different way. Like it's some sort of genius. And I would love to tap into that one day and be able to make and design things like that. Oh my gosh. I do have a mandala pattern on my page, on my channel. If you go to my channel and you click on playlists, you will see my tutorials playlist, and I have my dreamy mandala on there. That is my first mandala that I've designed, and it in no way compares to any of the designers that I've just mentioned, but that's kind of my first step into designing mandalas, and I really enjoyed it. So of course, over the summer, I probably won't be designing as much just because I'll be busy with, you know, what summer entails, family time, and all things like that. But um, I do hope to keep designing things here and there. And there's a couple tutorials that I want to make before things get too busy. So let's see how all that goes. And hopefully, I can get some of those things out to you. Um, I'm working really hard to have content for all of June, all of July, and you know, probably also into the first week of August, just so that I'm not kind of scrambling when school is starting, and um, you know, my channel, you know, should have that continuity. So I'm working on all of that behind the scenes. Um, so I just wanted to mention that. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this yarn and I'm loving this pattern. This is so much fun. this doesn't even feel like work. This feels like just play. And these shawls are going to cancer patients, and that just makes me so happy. I mean, it feels like a hug. You know, that's what it feels like, a hug from a stranger. I'm a stranger to them, but of course, it feels like, um, I don't know, just a little, just bringing a little light into someone's day. And why not? I mean, this is something I love to do. Um, I mentioned this in one of my videos. I'm not sure which video, but I mentioned that my favorite quote, and this has been my favorite quote for the past few years, is by someone named Elsie DeWolf. And the quote is, I am going to make everything around me beautiful. That will be my life. And I really hold true to that. I keep that in my heart. I have that as one of my cover photos somewhere. And that is kind of my philosophy, is that I just want to make beautiful things. I want to make everything beautiful. And of course, we call our crochet therapy, but I had an actual therapy appointment today, and it was so wonderful. I feel like I worked through so many things, and um, I came away from it thinking that I just want to have more joy in my life. You know, I kind of want to leave these heavy feelings and just embrace my life, appreciate what I have immense gratitude for what I have, and to live in a truer representation of myself. I feel like for the past 15 years, I've been so into self help and personal development. There's nothing wrong with any of that, but I feel like it's just made me into a very serious person. And I don't want to be this serious person. I want to be this really fun and joyful and lighthearted and carefree person. So I am kind of reevaluating things and kind of, um, you know, just trying to reframe how I see myself, trying to reframe how I see my life, and trying to just really be a truer representation of what I feel inside. And what I feel inside is joy, and I want to be joyous, and I want to be happy, and I want to be present amongst all things. I think being present is the key to all of this. If we are living in the past or we are living in the future, we cannot really uh, we cannot really be here, and we cannot really be our true selves. So I feel like being present is the first step, and crocheting and yarn and being creative feeds right into that, because as you're sitting and crocheting, you are being present. You are making something with your hands. You are actively involved in the act of creation. So I think this just always brings me closer to my true self, and I love that about it. It's just amazing how many things I've made over the years. And I don't say this to, be cocky or anything, but I mean, like, I've made hundreds of pieces now at this point and given away hundreds of pieces. And, I can't even remember them all. I try to take photos of things, but inevitably I end up, you know, they go before I can even take pictures of them. So I need to kind of remember to do that, because I don't remember what all I've made. I've just made so many things. And I have one subscriber who kind of found my channel, and then she went back and started watching my videos from the beginning, and she started commenting on them. So it was really interesting for me, because I just was, she would leave a comment on every video, and then I would be reminded of what I recorded in that video and what projects I was working on. And it's only been a year and a bit of me being on YouTube, but it was like a blast from the past. And I was like, Oh, I remember starting those blankets. Like I made a bunch of, I think they're called sunburst blankets, which are like a star-shaped blanket. And when I saw her comments on there, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I totally remember starting all of those." And that was like a whole experience that I was making like two or three of them at a time. And now it's like so much has happened. I have made so many pieces since then. I've bought so much yarn and gifted and donated so many things. So it's quite a journey. And I feel like it's so special to have this on YouTube, to have this kind of, I guess, living journal of my journey, you know. So it's really beautiful. So I really appreciated that subscriber, and I really appreciated her commenting on my videos. And she would write a little comment, and at the bottom she would write um, in brackets, she would write watching and crocheting. So I just thought that was so sweet, and I really appreciate, you know who you are. I really appreciate you doing that, and it just made me so appreciative. Thank you so much. Um, I love all of your comments on my videos. I feel like I am truly a part of this community, and I save some of your comments because they make my day, When someone new finds my channel and appreciates what I'm putting out there, it makes it all worthwhile, because sometimes you feel like you're just sitting here talking to yourself, but I remind myself that someone is on the other end listening and watching. And I always compare this experience to reading a book where, the author sits by themselves writing something, it gets edited, and then at some point it goes out to the world. But while you as a reader are sitting there and reading it, that is, they're talking to you. It's like time travel. They're talking to you from the past, but you're reading it in the present. And there's that dialogue. So, this is the same way where I'm recording something and then you watch it and then you comment on it and then I reply to you, and it's like we've had this dialogue and it's out there. And I know that there's so many people watching who don't necessarily comment or don't even maybe like the video, but hit the like button. But I know you're out there and I know you're watching, and I'm so, so glad that you found me. Um, I just want this to be a space where we can enjoy this precious art together, where we can make beautiful things, and we can just have lots of fun together. I'm just gonna see if I can adjust my, hold on. Okay, I think that's a little better. Now you might be able to see my work. Um, it's like a weird camera angle right now, but yeah. Oh, these colors. Look at these colors. Oh, look at the blues going into the greens, that like mint green. It's so pretty. I love it. Oh, I've been making these things and literally been wanting to cry because it's so beautiful. Some of these yarns are so beautiful. The colors, oh, I just get overwhelmed by their beauty. Like, I'm not even joking. And I finish a project, and sometimes I look at some of them and I'm like, where have you been all my life? Like, even especially with these ones that are like the color changing yarns. And the funny thing with these is that the companies that make these, so Lion Brand, for in this instance, has made this cake that has these gorgeous colors. But does Lion Brand have these individual colors? Likely not. And I think earlier in my journey, maybe like a couple of years ago, I remember emailing one of the companies and I asked them exactly that. I think I might have emailed Your Inspirations or Red Heart. And I asked them exactly that. I said, hey, in this ball of yarn, you have these shades. Are these available? Like, do you have these as solid colors that I can purchase? And they said, no, they don't have them. And so that's why honestly buying some of these cake yarns is so exciting, because you get these shades that you don't get anywhere else. And oftentimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna remember this one and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna look for a shade that matches, like with any brand. And inevitably I forget and then that never happens. But oh, I just wish, that's my wish for crocheting right now, is that they could like take these individual colors and just make a ball of that color. And I would buy that color and I would just make so many things with it. Um, if you have any ideas on that, please let me know. If you've had any success with that, please let me know. So I'm using a J6mm hook with this, and I feel like they recommend a H5mm hook. So I'm up, I guess, a full hook size. And I feel like sometimes the yarn slips, and that might just be because I'm using too big of a hook. But it's giving a um, really nice stitch definition and really nice drape. So I don't think I'm going to go down to an I 5.5. I think this 6mm is actually perfect. And also because of my tension, like I think I just crochet, do I crochet tight so I go up a hook size? Yeah. Because if you were to be crocheting loose, you would go down a hook size. If you crochet tight, you would go up a hook size. I think this makes sense in my head. Let me know if I'm wrong. But oh my gosh, these colors. Look at these colors. Like, ah, I love these pinks and purples. And now it's going to go into this blue and this mint green. Oh my gosh. I might need to buy more of this mandala sparkle yarn. So I've had it in this color, which is Draco. And then I've had it in Nifflers. And then previous to that, I think I had it in Nova. And Nova is very like a pink, a light pink with like a almost beige off white and like a tan color, something like that. And that was Nova. I'm trying to remember, what did I make out of Nova? I might have made a shawl. I think I still have some actually. I think I have some Nova in my DK weight scrap bag. So I think it's still hanging out there. So maybe I need to pull it out and make another one of these. That would be so awesome. See, I don't count that as using stuff in my yarn closet because those are my scrap bags. So I think that's still okay. And just to let you know how my challenge is going for my 50 balls of yarn, I'm keeping track in this little guy. I'm just keeping all my yarn labels, and me and my daughter will count them every couple of days. So I'm getting closer and closer to 50 every day, and then I will technically be allowed to buy more yarn. Um, but will I buy more yarn? I don't know, because I have enough. I mean, I shouldn't say that, right? But I have enough yarn. I really need to take a picture of my yarn closet so you can see it. And once you see it, you will say, girl, you got enough yarn. Stop buying yarn. Um, but it's a good thing. The challenge has been a good thing because I'm using up what I have. And instead of going after the new shiny object, I'm using what I have. And I am loving this yarn so much. I thought initially when it was sitting in my WIP bag that I would use this to design my own shawl. That's what I thought I was keeping this yarn for. But now I'm making this Annabelle shawl and I'm loving it. So maybe that'll have to be some other time that I design my own shawl. It's kind of a natural progression. So far I've designed a mandala. I've designed 3 hats. I've designed a beaded purse. So I have done a t-shirt extension. I have made ponchos. I've made hexagon cardigans, all these types of things. But I think doing a shawl pattern would be really nice. So maybe that is something I can work on over the summer if I get time, if I make time, right? We always have to make time. But I think one of my goals for the summer is to be more present and to be more joyful, as I mentioned, and to really just like soak it all in, you know? As I was putting my son to sleep and I was looking at him and I was like, he's almost 4 and he's gonna grow up so fast, and I'm gonna miss this phase, which is almost kind of still like a toddler baby phase, because he will just grow up so fast and then he won't do any of these baby things anymore or give me all those hugs and kisses. And then, the relationship will be different. So, yeah, it's a lot to figure out parenting. I'm not sure how many of you have young kids, but mine are both under 10. So, I still feel like I'm still trying to figure out this whole parenting thing. Not that you ever really figure it out. I guess you just keep learning as you go. But I always used to joke that I wish someone would just write like a guidebook on parenting, on how to do it all. And I used to ask my cousins like, "Hey, can you tell me how all this works? Like how do you manage all this?" But of course, every parent is different, every child is different. So no one can really give any, you can't really give anyone advice because everyone's kid is different, and every situation is different. So the funny thing is, even within, you know, your own parents, every person has their own parenting style. So um, it gets hard sometimes, but yeah. Anyways, back to yarn and back to crocheting. Um, I actually I have a blog, and if you follow me on social media, you might have found it already. It's linked in my link in bio on my Instagram, and it's a blog it's called The Intersection of Motherhood and Art. And I started it a few years ago, but I haven't been very consistent with posting on there. And now for the past year, I've been very consistent with posting here on YouTube. And yarn has been my primary form of communication with others instead of writing. But at heart, I am an artist. I am a creative. I am a writer. I love to write. I love to read. I was actually reading some Reader's Digest issues the other day. I got them from the library. And I was enjoying it so much. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been missing out on all this reading. So, yeah, I don't want to read anything too serious. Like, I don't want to read about news. But it's nice to read some humor, read some human interest stories. There's also another magazine that I subscribe to. What is it called now? I think it's called Simplify. And honestly, I can't remember the name of it now. But it's like an online magazine. And I think they have 4 issues every year. And so when it came out, there was an option to get a lifetime subscription. And I did that. It was like $20. And so for the past few years, I've been getting that every couple months in my inbox. I think the last issue was about friendship, and I haven't read those articles yet. But in each issue, they have about, I would say, less than 10 articles. But there's a theme for each issue, and I love reading things like that. It's just, it's very nice curated content, so I like that. Um, but yeah, this is going really well. I just need to count how many rows of the granny clusters I've done, because I'm talking to all of you and I haven't counted. So let me just quickly check. I've done 3. Okay, so I have 2 more. So the repeat is 5 rounds of the granny clusters followed by 3 rounds of double crochets. And that just continues, and you can go as big as you want. This shawl is not going to be too large. I don't think I can mix anything else in with this, so it won't be very large, but that just depends on, of course, what yarn you're using. And I think this yarn was around 350 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check. Yeah, it's 328 yards, so it's not bad. It's a decent sized shawl. But some of the other ones that I made were a little bit bigger with other yarn. So I think a little bit bigger, maybe closer to 450 yards would be good for this kind of shawl. Just depends on how much you want to cover. Like I just want to be able to cover my shoulders and maybe down to here. So this is working out good. Okay. I hope you're making some good progress on your project that you're working on today. And definitely let me know in the comments what it is that you're making. I would love to know. Also, what do you plan on making for the rest of the summer? Because now we're in warmer months and I don't think many people will be working on any bulky or chunky projects unless they're very small projects. So just curious to know what kinds of things would you like to be making, or what kinds of things are you looking for? Okay, so I am almost done with the blue color and I'm almost at green. I'm getting so excited here. I really want to see what this mint green is going to look like on top of the blue. I think it's going to be so beautiful. Almost there, and I think I'm on the fourth. Yep, I'm on the fourth row of the granny cluster stitch. So just one more round of this and then I'll be back to the solid double crochet rounds. Almost at the green. So exciting. So here we go. I think I'm almost there. I always bring a beverage and then I forget to drink the beverage. So hopefully you haven't forgotten to drink your beverage. And I made a post asking about, what was I asking about? Oh, I posted like one of those memes that you find online that said about if crocheting burned calories and so on and so forth, that I'd be one skinny hooker. And I was asking people, do you just sit and crochet? Do you stand and crochet? Do you do something else in crochet? Do you take breaks? Because I feel like for me, I just get so into my project and then I completely forget to drink water, use the restroom, take a break, rest my hands. I just completely forget to do any of that. Okay, I am in the green section, but it seems like the green has a dark green first and then it will go into the mint color. So I'm not quite at the mint color yet, but this color is so beautiful. Wow, I feel like this is my favorite color of the Mandala Sparkle for sure. I did like the Nova too, and I think that's why I bought at least 2 cakes of the Nova. But this color is so beautiful. And again, this color is Draco, D-R-A-C-O, Draco. This one is really, really nice. I wish I could get to the mint green. I just need a little bit more. I feel like the next row will be, hopefully, we'll get to the mint green color. So yeah, I'm very active over on my community tab of my channel. So if you click on community, or if my posts come up in your Facebook, if you're in your YouTube feed, and you click on that, you'll see that I have so many things that I post daily. I try to keep in touch with all of you, and my intention is to post 2 videos a week. So I generally post on Mondays and Thursdays. That is my schedule. Sometimes that changes, but I mean, some weeks I had like a WIP and yarn chat video, and then I had a tutorial for the second video, but most of the time you'll see me talking and crocheting with you at least once a week, and then the second video I might be sharing my WIPs or a finished project. So this is the 5th row of the granny cluster stitch, and I'm a little bit away from getting into that mint green. This colorway is, oh my god, loving it. Seems like it's starting to rain outside, so I think I'm gonna have to end the video here so that I don't get into any issues with the power going out, because that happens here often. It's almost like every time it rains, like you're in Texas, every time it rains, the weather goes crazy. It's so cute. My son, he started doing this thing where he asks questions when he's going to bed. So one of the questions today was, how do oranges grow? And then, where and why does all the thunder and lightning and rain, where does it all come from? So trying to explain to him about the weather and about the fact that, we don't have any control over the weather. And then that led him to asking about the character Thor from the Avengers. And he wanted to know, how did Thor get a hammer? How can he control the lightning and the wind? And oh my gosh, these are questions coming from a 3-year-old, and I'm not even able to answer them nicely. So bedtime is becoming quite a challenge with all these questions, but it's sweet. It's really sweet. It's a very innocent stage of life, and it's just beautiful. And I'm so very blessed to have my kids. They're awesome kids. Okay, I'm almost here at the mint green. I'm getting so excited. This colorway is like gorgeous. Sorry, I've said that like a million times, but it's really, really pretty. I would definitely recommend you trying out this yarn, Lion Brand Mandala Sparkle. There's a whole family of mandala yarns. So there's the regular mandala. There's mandala bonus bundles, which are the regular mandalas, but in almost 1,100 yards. I think it's 1,195 yards. Those are not all the same colors as a regular mandala. I feel like those are different colors. And then they have this mandala sparkle, and then they have mandala impressions, and then there's a whole line called mandala ombre, which I absolutely love, and I've used that for many blankets already. I feel like there's one other one, like a thick and a quick or something like that. So there's quite a few. I have not tried the impressions, and I've not tried what I think is called thick and quick. I've not tried that yet, but the ones I have tried, the other part of the mandala family, I really, really love. Okay, I'm finally on the mint green. Oh, it's so pretty. I swear I'm going to be done this soon, because I'm just going to sit here and like keep crocheting and not finish until this shawl is done. I'm just like burning the midnight oil. Not really midnight, but almost 10:30, 11 at night, just making these beautiful things when there's quiet in the house and my kids are sleeping. Okay, I just started the mint green. Look at that color. Look at these colors. It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm showing you the back of my work. Let me show you the front of the work. Look at these colors. I love it. Okay. I'm going to end today's video here, as we're already at 37 minutes. But I wanted to thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful crochetful day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.